Hi everyone, welcome. Today we will talk about the high culture and pop culture when it comes to music, the differences, similarities, implications, and examples. However, we were gonna talk about first what is pop culture and high culture. Pop culture refers to the patterns of experiences and attitudes that exist in the mainstream society. It is often expressed by the commercial media such as radio, movies, televisions, music industry, and publishings, and more. Therefore, pop culture is a common culture in that society. This is a type of culture that can be easily seen, observed, and experienced. It is also more accessible by most people because it is being produced in a bigger sense. On the other hand, high culture is the highest class of segment in the society, or what we call the elite. People often associated high culture with intellectualism, political power, and prestige. High culture can also be associated with wealth, and it is expensive and formal. And now, for more in-depth understanding about the similarities and differences between the pop culture and high culture of music, I will call on my co-reporter.
For the continuation of the report, I am now going to discuss about the similarities and differences of popular culture and high culture on music. First thing first, let's talk about similarities. Each society concurring to its improvement that contains a specific culture, like high culture and popular culture, which composed of human feelings, specifically in music, which when the artists put so much feelings to their songs, many individuals use music functionally for mood regulation, enhancement, distraction from troubles, and for reducing loneliness. Taking into account the quality, it can be categorized as high culture and popular culture. And now let's talk about their differences. Let's start with high culture. It is related with products associated with standard and perfection. It consists of art forms that requires training. These art forms are highly regimental and reproducible. The ballet, opera, theater are products of high culture. They are educational, original, and limited to almost one-off experiences, enjoyed by select few or known as elite, as what the first reporter have said earlier, and very expensive. Unlike the latter, popular culture is related with media products associated with immediacy, the related presence of an object of knowledge to the mind without any distortions or inferences. The art forms in popular culture practiced by different people, and it's not always reproducible. Pop music, new genres of music, and music video clips are products produced by pop culture. Users and audiences, all walks of life, can enjoy and afford it. In this sense, the key distinction between the two cultures is the STEM who has the access to get them, whereas upper class or the elites has access to high culture. On the other hand, the larger part of the individuals has access to popular culture. And that's all for the similarities and differences of high culture and popular culture.
Good day! So now I will give an examples of the popular culture on music in the Philippines. First is the OPM, Original Pinoy Music. It is handled for music composed and or performed by Filipinos, even with its eventual use of English lyrics. Since the Philippines is a music-loving nation, OPM plays a significant role in driving that passion. The widespread popularity of OPM within the country and other parts of the world led Spotify to create OPM Hub for fans. This is where you can check out the past, present, and future of the Philippines' best music. Some of the OPM artists that emerged this year were Moira de la Torre, Ben and December Avenue, and some of the songs from various OPM artists are entitled Buwan, Kahit Ayaw Mo Na, Kung Di Na Lang Ikaw, Tagpuan, and many others. The next one is the Pinoy Hip Hop, also known as Pinoy Rock. It is performed by musicians of Filipino descent, both in the Philippines and overseas, especially by Filipino Americans. The Philippines is known to have had the first hip-hop music scene in Asia since the early 1980s, largely due to the country's historical connections with the United States, where hip-hop originated. Here in our country, among the most influential rappers are Francis Magalona with his Mga Kababayan Ko.
Mga kababayan ko, dapat lang malaman nyo, bilib ako sa kulay ko, ako ay Pilipino.
And Andrew with Humanap Ka ng Pangit.
Humanap ka ng pangit. Huwag na uwi. Humanap ka ng pangit. Huwag na uwi.
So now we will talk about Francis Magalona, also known as Francis M, master rapper and the man from Manila. He is often hailed as the king of Pinoy rap and considered a legend in the Philippine music community. That's could be all. Thank you.
One of popular music culture here in the Philippines is the Filipino rock, or what we call Pinoy rock. Pinoy rock is the brand of rock music produced in the Philippines or by Filipinos. It has become as diverse as the rock music genre itself, and bands adapting to this style are now further classified under more specific genres or combination of genres like alternative rock, new wave, ethnic, pop rock, punk rock, reggae, heavy metal, and ska, because these genres generally considered to fall under the broad rock music category. Why is it considered pop culture? It is considered pop culture because Filipino rock may be more specifically defined as rock music with Filipino cultural sensibilities. Another is Pinoy jazz. Pinoy jazz and its predecessor Boogie Belt has mirrored its African American origin, and that it was catharsis for its struggling people. During the 1920s, it became an avenue to vent out frustrations of a new government, new situations, and new world reeling from the sudden liberation of Spanish rule. During the 1940s, it was immediate to subtly criticize the Japanese chokehold on the Philippines and to keep Filipinos entertained in spite of lack of many freedoms. During the 1950s and beyond, it became a means to cope with the end of World War II with so many lives lost and Filipinos simply trying to reclaim their old lives. And that's what's so attractive about jazz, especially here in the Philippines. And why is it considered pop culture? It is considered pop culture because it became popular not simply of its aesthetic values and complexity. It became popular because of its reflected the situation and circumstances the Filipinos growing through at its peak of popularity.
Good day everyone. So my group mates have done a great job in discussing the comparison of popular culture and high culture, and also gave some examples of pop music culture which are present and known in our country, the Philippines. So now, it is my turn to discuss the implications or effect of popular culture to music in the Philippines. Let me talk about how the popular culture brought a lot of change to us people and also on our way of living. Popular culture had brought a great impact on us in many different ways, such that pop culture had become a part of our daily basis, and every element targets all people regardless of their age, gender, and even role in our society. Pop culture also influenced a lot of our thoughts, trends, behaviors, and even our taste, among other things. So the question is, what is the effect of popular culture to music in the Philippines? So the effect of popular culture to music may vary in two opposite ways, the positive and the negative effect, which really contradict with one another. So for the positive effect of popular culture has made the music industry grow and became more known, not just in our own country, but also from others. Though music has been known throughout the time because it can help us go through in so many situations, pop culture brought back the life of the music, even those old ones was given the chance to be known again. Due to the influence of pop culture, music has now become the reflections of ourselves, feelings, and even our emotions. It became more meaningful and being acknowledged because each music that we listen and feel can bring us back in time to past memories which are really memorable for us. But also, popular culture has a negative effect to music, especially in our country, the Philippines. A negative effect which can bring harm and danger in every individual. Music has really been influenced a lot by the popular culture, which also lead to some not good things to happen. Though music can reflect our feelings and emotions, it is very alarming, especially to the young ones, that because of the influence of the society, even simply listening to some sad songs can affect a person in many different ways. Without music, some people would also feel lost and would have no motivation. The effect of popular culture to music may also influence suicides, killings, shootings, and even provocative actions which are really dangerous. So this ends my report. I am Jubilee Aucijo from BSED Filipino 3.